Big up, everybody. Welcome back to Sofia's Football Talk for this very special stream preview ahead of the big clash between Arsenal and Man United. And of course, I'm joined by the wonderful, the beautiful Sophie from Gooner Gossip TV. How are you? Are you
Oh,
good?
thank you so much for having me on. I'm just really excited to come on your channel, and yeah, I'm really good. How are you doing?
I'm all good as we talk, backstage. Excited about tomorrow's
Yeah,
game. Lots to talk about.
yeah,
You?
it'll be good. I'm really excited. Like we said before, it's going to be such an exciting game because both of us are doing really good, and you've not
Mhm.
lost a game. You're your new manager, so it's going to
Mhm.
be a good game for sure.
Agreed, agreed. People, make sure you do subscribe to Soph's channel. It is linked in the title of this video and also in the description box, of course, of course. So show her some love. I've been on her channel before, so I'm excited to finally have her on my channel. So yeah, and big up Ravi already.
Big up,
Ravi is
Ravi.
so quick with it.
Thank you, Ravi. You're too kind.
It's Ravi.
Love all
Big
of
up,
it
big
today.
up.
Yeah.
Yes, love it, love it, love it. So there you have it. Link is already there in the chat. Yeah, guys, get the likes up, subscribe to this channel, and let's get into it. So before we talk about the game, I want to hear. I mean, we talked a little bit about it, but the guys out there haven't heard our thoughts about
Yeah.
the Epic Cup clash, us facing each other again in literally a month from now. That's about it.
Do you know what? I actually, when it happened, I completely forgot about it, and I thought, "Oh my god, who are we gonna get?" And you look at other
Mm,
teams. Like, I can't remember who Liverpool got, but it was someone dead easy that they'll definitely beat. And
yeah.
I mean, I think so many teams have got it quite easy. And
Hmm.
I mean, we said off air, could have been worse. Both could have had Man City or Liverpool, or I mean, Man
True.
City in a moment, that you'd want to play them, but you could. I think it's not ideal really for both of us because, like we said, with the league, both teams want to do well, and this is for these games. Liverpool and that can afford to rotate and play some of the younger
Mhm.
players, and whereas we probably couldn't do that because we both need to win this game because you'll want to win a trophy for your new manager's first season, and Arteta really needs to win a trophy. So, it sucks really the fact we play each other, quite soon after the game tomorrow. So, not
Exactly.
ideal, really.
No, I so agree with that. I was a little bit annoyed initially when I saw it because it was like the second, they had I don't know who they drew first, but it was basically like the second draw instantly. Okay, Arsenal, and then I remember our number. So I was like, oh, number 23. No, it's Man United. It's dang. Yeah, it
It's
annoyed
a
me,
bit
of course.
annoying, but yeah, it'll be a good game though, definitely, because we're always competitive, no matter who's doing well in the league. So it'll be a good game, but it's a bit of a shame because it's so close to sort of this game coming up. But yeah, it'll be exciting though, definitely.
100%. No, I agree with that. So, I want to move a little bit more so into like your thoughts about Arsenal season. Are you happy so far? Did you expect more or less? Let me know.
Do you know what? Like going to the season, I don't know really what I expected in the sense that I knew Liverpool would be better this season because they've got a new manager, and I just thought they would be challenging. And I was surprised people sort of didn't put them in that sort of bracket the way with us and Man City. Obviously expected Man City to do better than what they've been doing. I think if we're being honest with the transfer window, that sort of settles back a bit. And these injuries that we've had, Odegaard being out as being the biggest, impact on why we've been doing bad. But I think we should have brought a striker in the window and a few other positions we could have strengthened in.
Agreed.
But at the moment, we're 25 points, Liverpool like 31 points or 32, something like that. And I think we've still got a chance. I don't think, if I'm being honest, I don't think Man City in that conversation right now. I'm not going to say they can't do it, but it doesn't look likely right now. So I think Arsenal have still got a chance to do it. Whether that's a slim chance, it's still there. And we've just got to sort of hope, you'll play Liverpool as well this season. You can do us a favour, and other teams can help us out. But the thing is, like, I do think Liverpool will drop points. I also think we won't win all of our games. So we
Mm,
just have to win all of our games, but I just don't know if we can do that because of how competitive the league is. But yeah, I want us to do better. But I'm happy with how things are right now.
mm. No, I hear it. I mean, I feel like some performances was a little bit like maybe a bit too defensive. I just felt like maybe Arteta was kind of maybe not second guessing himself, but he was overdoing a little bit. You know,
Yeah,
stick to what you know. And we
yeah.
saw it with the West Ham game. Like when you just go at teams like that.
Do you know what? We mentioned Odegaard as well before because
Mm,
do you know for that game against West Ham, like
mm,
I think it's crazy how much of a difference he is in this team. But I do think as well, when he was injured, the players we have are good enough to get a win in some of these games without him. But I do think him being back has made a massive difference to this team.
mm. No, I agree with that. I mean, he's amazing. I've been a big fan of him for years. So when you guys got him on loan, I was like, yeah, I think he's gonna do well. Did I expect him to do this well?
Yeah, I never did really. Yeah,
Didn't.
he's been good.
Yes, he's been very good. He's definitely like, let's say, like he's the glue for this Arsenal team. Like he's the one
Yeah.
that gets everything ticking, right?
Yeah, because I do think we know Saka's, probably our sort of best goal scorer, or the guy that will score, most times. But I
Hmm.
think that I think now you'd probably say Odegaard's our best player, or most important player, because without him, we're
Hmm.
just a different Arsenal team.
Yeah, agreed. No, 100%. He's very important. Also, you did mention Bukayo Saka. I mean, he's been incredible this season. Is he world class?
So that's a good question because it's a tough one because I think for me, like, I think I would say yes, but I also feel like he has to win things to also
Mm,
be. I think you look at players that have won so much; they're world
mm,
class because of the silverware as well. So I do think he has to win things with Arsenal, and that's not really on him. I mean, as a club, we need to be doing better and winning trophies, but I
agreed.
personally think he is, and I think it's an interesting one with Foden because people are quite happy to say he is world class, and I think he is actually. I mean, when
Mm,
on his day when he's very good, he's up there. But I think the difference is with Saka is that if Saka was in like a team that wasn't as good, I feel like he would stand out more. And I think with Arsenal last few years, he's always stood out more. And
mhm,
he's always, worked his socks off for the team and really helped us get to us where we are now. But what I will say is that I get the debate to both of it because he could, I mean, I think he is, but then I also think people might think he's nearly there because we've only got back in the Champions League and we need to win more stuff as a club. But what do you think?
mhm.
I'd love to hear what you think because I'm just open to these conversations.
I think he's world class.
Mm,
As you know, there's no need for me to say this. Like, there's no agendas, anything like that. I just think he's good,
yeah,
and the trophies will come. They'll,
yeah,
they will. He'll get it 100%. But it's like you said, we say this for Phil Foden. Yes, of course, he has a trophy to back it and all that. I get it. But like with Saka,
yeah,
will it just be one player that will give the trophy? No, it's not his fault that you haven't gotten the trophies. You know, you should have won the league the seasons before, and you didn't. That's not his fault. He's chimed in with what he can do.
yeah, yeah.
You
He's
know,
doing
I
all
just
he
think,
can as well. So yeah,
and he just proves it. I have him in my FBL team for weeks now. The guy gives me points. Okay, thank you. Respectfully, tomorrow I kind of need him not to give me because
I love
but it
that.
is what it is. But
Yeah,
I just think he's so good, and he's also so likable. I can't not like him, which annoys me. You know?
Yeah, it's one of those. But I think because he's quite humble and down to
Yeah,
earth, that it's another thing.
yeah,
Like that off the pitch, he's very nice as well.
yeah. Exactly. No, he's so good. Um, are there any other players that have stood out to you uh, from this Arsenal team? It doesn't just have to be in a positive way. It could also be in a negative way, maybe. Any way
I
you
th-
might take it.
I think obviously, I think on the positive, I think Raya's been very good this season.
Agreed.
I think it's because there used to be back and forth about Ramsdale, Raya, and now he knows he's the number one. He's more settled, so
Mm,
he's obviously had a really good start to the season. I think it'll be good to have him in this game, and I'm excited.
mm,
Obviously, our attackers. Obviously, I don't really worry about our attack for this game. I think
mm.
our injuries, are actually we're in a good position right now. But the only thing I would say is that we are having a lot of rotations, especially the left back one's an interesting one. I mean, Califiori is going to be back, but
Yeah,
it's a bit inconsistent, I would say. I don't
agreed.
know. I hope it's sort of what I would think. California will probably play, but um, I have noticed that him and Timber can't really play a full 19 minutes, so that could be to your advantage for this game because the only real players you put in is Kivior, Zinchenko, obviously Tomiyasu who's injured. So I think if you're looking at things that are negatives, I think those are ones that that'll be to your advantage because I was thinking about United, like if a Rashford comes on and they're going off, you're gonna do really well. So I think if we can keep all of our players fit for this, but yeah, it's a tough one because our attack sometimes goes really well, sometimes it just doesn't work. But as I mentioned, if Ødegaard's in this team, then I think we will be okay.
I think that's fair to say. Yeah, you are right with that. Left back side. It's a bit like not fully, you know,
Yeah.
sealed, if that makes sense. So I definitely hear it. Good question here from Tulumba. When is it going to be enough with Arteta? Just been contenders but never winning. How long has it been?
That is a good question.
Mm,
It is a tough one really because I can't remember how long it's been here. It might be like 5 years. Because I know we won the FA Cup in 2020. I think it was like lockdown time. Um,
yeah.
and it's a good point because I'm at that point now where I'm a bit fed up with the fact we haven't won any silverware. Even like last season, we just won an FA Cup, came second. I would feel optimistic, and obviously
Mm,
this season with the title, it like I said, we've got a slim chance, but I think it's a good. I think we've got to win these. If it's a Carabao Cup, an FA Cup, I think we've got to go for them this season. But I think it's an interesting point. Where does it get to a point where, as fans, we've had enough if we don't win anything? I think for me, if we came second or third this season and we didn't win anything, I'd probably
mm,
question him. I'd probably really worry about our future, to be honest with you, because like we said, it's been a while, and you guys, in the league, you have been inconsistent, but you're able to win stuff. With
true,
Ten
true.
Hag, you won. I know it kind
Mm,
of paved over the cracks, but
of course.
you had that success that we didn't have. So
Yeah.
I think we want to be able to get that as well as doing well in the league. But this season for me is a big season for Arteta to win silverware,
Mm,
definitely.
mm. There's a few more questions here. You guys are bringing
God,
in
you
the
guys.
questions. Let's see here. Big Up Bart says, how high on the priority list is winning the UCL for Arsenal?
That is a tough one, really. I
Mm,
think I think the league is the number one.
I think so too.
It's do you know what, it's an interesting one because Arsenal fans, a lot of them would be happy to win the Champions League over a league title, but I I don't really think it's like our number one priority, and I
Mm,
think it's because if I'm being honest, realistically, are we going to win it? We don't have a team to win
mm,
it with these
yeah.
injuries that we're having. So I feel like it is more likely that we can do an FA Cup, we can go through that journey or League Cup.
Hmm.
So I do think we do take it seriously, but I just don't think it's not a priority just yet. Because obviously I want to win it, but I just don't think we could get to a final, win it. But I think if we had a striker, that could probably be a different story because we have other
Yes.
options. So yeah, I just don't think we're there just yet.
Since you did mention the striker, who would you want to get? Like, who's on your list?
Well, in the summer, do you know what? There was a few really, because do you know what? I know a few years ago, if you asked me this question, there'd be so many people you could pick from, and now
Mm,
it's a bit hard. But
yeah.
um, I did obviously like Ivan Toney, and obviously he's gone to Saudi. I did think he
Mm,
would do really well at Arsenal.
yeah.
I
I
quite
like him as
liked,
well,
yeah,
actually. I like him.
I liked Ollie Watkins is an interesting one because some
Mm.
fans
Mm,
don't think he could give us what we need, but I also think
yeah.
I think we need to be open to these sort of players because they're
Mm-hmm.
better than what we have right now. I mean, I know
Agreed.
Havertz can get us, a good amount of goals, but it isn't enough
Mm-hmm.
for us to,
No.
win a league or win a Champions League. Obviously Isaac from Newcastle, he's sort of on the radar, I think, from Arsenal. I think we potentially might go from him in the summer, but I do think he's happy at Newcastle. So yeah, it's these options that just don't feel likely. It's going to be hard to get a striker, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be happy with any of them, but I just don't know who Arsenal would go for, really.
It's so difficult. But yeah, that also to be fair, like the striker market is so limited. Like it's not
Yeah,
as good as it used to be a few years back, you know? That's the kind of unfortunate part. There's still some good ones left, but it's not like, oh, it's elite. You have so many to pick from. It isn't really. And Bremo is a good shout, though, even more so like
yeah.
a winger, to be fair, but it's a
I'd
good
be
shout.
happy with a winger, to be honest. I mean, we brought
Hmm.
Sterling in, and obviously he's not really played much and done much. So, do you know what? In January, I'd be happy for Arteta to bring in someone, maybe not a striker, but maybe someone that can just give us those goals and make that difference for us for like the rest of the
Mm,
season.
I hear it. There's also one more question. Where is it? Oh, this one. From Bart, do Arsenal super fans and the hit this sometimes he'd be trolling, like Sophie, begrudge Cheeto or Martin for making a move to Man United? I just want to hear your thoughts about it.
No, I'm sorry. I love that question. No, you got to ask, I guess.
Exactly.
Pick up the chat.
They got the check though. So yeah, I think let's move on to Man United though.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about Man United? I mean, you mentioned it earlier, appointing Ruben Amorim as new head coach.
Well, I think obviously Ten Hag leaving was the right thing to do, and you, as a club, you didn't really have this togetherness, and you needed that. You just needed a
Yeah.
change. It was so obvious to see. And honestly, like, since he's come in, people, that don't watch you closely might say, "Oh, you're performing the same," or, not much has changed. But the results you're getting have been very good, and it won't, it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. And like with Arteta, it will take you time to bring his own players in. But do you know what? I've got a good feeling that he's the guy to, give you that success and get the club to where it belongs as a club. And I think obviously for you guys this season, I think you getting top four would be a good season. And if you win a
Yeah.
trophy in his first season as well, that'd be great. But I think for you guys,
Yes.
getting a good position in the league would be the right thing for you guys as progression. But I think as well that like we mentioned the game tomorrow, I think like obviously he's not lost so far, so it's going to be a big test for him coming up against a title contender, and obviously the season will be a big test for him. But I think even if you don't have a great season in this first season, you have to give him time because a lot of these players might not be right for the club, and I think time and patience is important for this new manager.
I think you said it there. I mean, top four would be,
Yeah,
of course, it's not trophy or anything, but it's like from where we was last season, earlier this season. Like, I don't haven't written this season off. I still want to try to go for top four, but also at the same time, I would like to get a trophy. If we can get the Europa
yeah,
League,
that'd be great
not
for you
saying no,
guys.
ethic, right? So I hope we can go for it. Um, we are more so in the United segment, but question for Sophie: will Saka stay if no trophies are won?
I think. think but say for example, like 7 years came and we haven't won anything. I think he would get to a point eventually where he would have to win things, but obviously
Mm,
right now we're kind of close to doing things and winning things. Um, but it might get to a point where, he's tried his best to stay, and if it happens, like, even within 5 years, if we're not winning anything, then obviously I'll be concerned. But I think for him, you wouldn't blame him for wanting to leave, and
mm,
have he does deserve silverware. He does deserve to win league titles because, like we said, he's such a great footballer. So it's kind of unfair on him not to be winning anything. But I just hope
yeah.
we can win things because players like him and Saliba are just really good, and Madrid will want these type of players in other teams. So, um, yeah, I hope he stays, but we do have to win things very soon.
Spot on, and I 100% agree with you. Keep getting the likes up, by the way, people. And once again, I'm reminding you guys, do subscribe to Soph's channel. It is linked in the title of this video, but also in the description box. So show some love. Um, what are your opinions, perspective on some of the signings that Man United have made this summer? Such as, for instance, Mazraoui won the Player of the Month award for Man United this season. I mean, not for this month. Thoughts about him or anybody else in
Yeah,
particular?
I think as well, like, it's been hard for these players as well because I know when Ten Hag was here, he was playing different players in the wrong positions, and it he sort of set some of these players up to fail in a way. So I feel like this
Yes.
season is going to be a good chance to really see what they're about because when you are playing under a good coach, you're going to see improvements. Of these players. I mean, Mason Mount's one that I feel very fascinated by because so I think we know he's not doing great right now. He's had injuries, but it'd be nice to see him do well under this new
Mm,
manager. It'd be great to see him getting the best out of him. But I think, like I said, with the new signings, I think they're doing good. But under a new manager, I just think they're going to flourish and get better. But as well, when you sort of know your 11 and when the manager's going to play that a lot, you'll get that consistency, and the players will obviously really feel better playing with the same sort
yeah.
of team, and because I know injuries can't be helped. I saw today about the Luke Shaw stuff, which is obviously not surprising, but not great for the club. So I think this is going to be like a turning point for the club. But I think the signings have been good so far. I just think it's going to be interesting to see how the manager can really get the best out of them. But obviously, like we said, that will happen in time in this season. Will definitely be a good one, and hopefully, you'll have a good season.
I hope so too. This one from Tolumba says, "Thank you. Even rivals could see Eric Ten Hag's criminal ball." Yeah, you guys saw it as well,
Do you
and
know what?
luckily, go
It's
ahead.
weird because at first, like, I was thinking, "Oh my god, I can't believe they've got Ten Hag," because when we were doing bad at one point, I was thinking to myself, "Oh, I wonder what Ten Hag would be like with Arsenal." And then as time went on with United, you you had to blame him for a lot of things, and then it just sort of went
Yes,
really bad.
I really feel like we got catfished because
Yeah.
I was so excited. I'm not gonna sit here and lie like I wasn't gassed. I was excited. 100% I
Yeah, I
was.
would be though in that, yeah.
Right? And also with the first season, yes, there were some bumps in the road, but I still was very positive. But then second season came, and of course, beginning of this season, I was like, yeah, it's not gonna work. So, but
Yeah.
luckily, we now have a new one, so we have to just move on. But let's get more so into the game. So, what are the team news for Arsenal in regards to tomorrow's game?
Yeah, I think pretty much. Do you know the Thomas Party one is the one I'm so unsure on because when we played our
Yeah,
last game, I was surprised he wasn't on the bench. He did travel with the team, so my sort of opinion is I think Arteta's maybe milked it a bit, and I think Partey is going to be playing.
yeah,
I think he rested him for that game, and I mean, for all we know, Partey might have a small injury, but I
maybe.
reckon he'll be okay if I'm being honest, because
Yeah,
I'd rather him sort of play this game tomorrow than the one we played the other day, because the United he's always has a good game against United. He's always up for it. But obviously, if he's not going to play, Jorginho's done a good job recently, but I know he has a little mistake in him, so I'm a bit worried about that. But I'm pretty sure everyone's all good, obviously, apart from Ben White, Tomiyasu. So it's
Hmm.
gonna be like, yeah, I think I'm happy if we're in a good place now, because it's a very strong team we've got right now. But yeah, some of our injuries, like Ben White, he's a big loss right now, because last season he was so good. But Timber, as I mentioned, has stepped in, done a really good job. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that we're doing good now with our injuries.
No, I think so too. I think with the funny thing is that as you said, like with Arteta, like he often be saying, "Oh, this player here is injured. This we don't know." He will,
I
most
think
likely will
it's
be
mind
playing.
games, yeah.
It's my games, but I don't. I mean, to be fair, I don't mind. I mean, obviously that's a rival, like you would want all the tea, but
Yeah,
if it's your team, why would you tell everybody if some of your best players are fit? No, let them think they're not there
yeah,
available so that they have a different game plan, and then suddenly they'd be like, oh no, he's actually playing. You know, because some people be saying, oh, he's lying, da da da. Is it lying though? Or is it just being smart?
yeah. Do you know, I don't honestly, I'm quite 50-50 about Partey, whether he's okay or not,
Hmm.
because I think to myself, if his injury was that bad, wouldn't he stay at home or something and watch the game from home and not go with the team? Because like, if I'm
Hmm.
thinking, if I'm injured, I want to have a rest at home. So the reason why he went with the team makes me think Arteta is playing mind games, but honestly, I don't
Mm,
know.
yeah. Speaking of somebody that's actually injured, Lord have mercy. Luke Shaw looks to
Yeah,
be reports are saying that he's injured again. Sell him. Revoke the contract. Terminate right now. And I love
it's
Luke Shaw.
mad.
I love him, but I'm tired. It's been 10 years with the same crap. He has to go.
It's a shame, isn't it? Because like the Euros a few years ago, like he was in. Do you know, he was probably the player that I enjoyed watching the most, and then
Mm, mm,
you wanted to see him do well, but then it's just
mm,
the injuries. It's a shame, but he can't help it. But for the club and for you guys, it's no point having him there if
mm,
he's just injured all the time again. It's just crazy.
mm. Exactly. So it looks to be also Lenny Yoro, who we got from Lille
Yeah,
in the summer. You know, he played, of course, the Arsenal preseason game. He's been injured ever since that game, unfortunately, right?
yeah.
So he's traveled. He should be available for the game. Whether or not he starts could happen, especially now that Luke Shaw most likely won't be available. I feel a little bit uncomfortable kind of just throwing him into this game, but then again, you got to do what you got to do because Lisandro Martinez is unfortunately suspended with getting 5 yellow cards. Same goes for Casemiro. So, yeah, Maguire will be available, but I don't know if he starts it.
Yeah, I mean, if he starts, then he has got better, but I don't really fear him, if I'm
It's
being
still
honest.
right. The fact that you're saying as a rival, like, yeah, he's gotten better, but I don't fear him. Yeah, as the United fan, I no, that doesn't make me happy to hear. No,
Yeah,
respectfully, he has to go.
it's
I
been
think.
there for a while now. I mean, it's
Mm,
probably time you do get, move him on now. It's been a while.
yes, exactly. We also have. I mean, it's the same ones basically. Victor Lindelöf, Johnny Evans still
Yeah,
out. Other than that, should be most of the team except for the suspensions, of course. But also, Bruno did get subbed up a little bit later in the Everton game. Looked to be that his ankles wrapped up, but Amorim did say that he should be fit and ready. So
yeah, I'd probably
he
start
will
for that.
exactly. I mean, he'll be starting. But great question. This was my next question. So big up from Clement. What is your lineup starting 11 for the game tomorrow? So,
That is a great question.
mhm.
So obviously Raya in goal for me. Obviously, I mean we don't really have any backups anyway that I'd feel confident. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think. Do you know what? I do think we'll concede, but I feel confident with the saves he's been making, and yeah, he seems like settled the season now. Obviously, fingers crossed that everything's okay with the players, but I would play Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Califiori if he's up for it. I mean, I think
Mm-hmm.
it's okay now, but obviously Califiori, he's not really been playing a full 90 minutes, but he can sort of play maybe 70 like Timber. The midfield, obviously, if things are okay with Partey, I'll definitely play him with Rice.
Mm.
Odegaard, obviously, in that position. Do you know what? We've not really seen much of Martinelli recently. It's sort of been a rotation with him and Trossard. It's a tough one. I think for this game, I'll probably play Martinelli just because I feel like he's got the pace and he's got the energy. And if things aren't going our way, we can bring Trossard on. Obviously Havertz up top. I think this goal. I think it would be great for him to get a goal in this game because it's obviously a big game and we need him the most. And obviously on the right, I'd go with Saka. But I think in the substitutes, I hope we can see a bit of Ranieri because he brings us good, a bit of energy. So yeah,
I
I don't think.
I
Yeah,
like
he's good.
him. He's good. It's
Yeah,
good to be.
he's a great player to watch. And
Mm-hmm.
but I don't
Yeah.
think he'll start. I think he'll probably come on for maybe 20 minutes or something. What would be your
Yeah.
lineup for this game?
So for me, I mean, there's nobody else other than Onana.
Yes.
Respectfully, Bayondir, our second goalkeeper, most likely might probably leave maybe in January or by the end of the season. Poor guy hasn't really been getting much minutes, but
Yeah.
that's kind of how life works. And we obviously we had this, different type of lineup with the back three and all, but since Luke Shaw now is injured, Lisandro Martinez suspended, I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe Yor just had to be thrown into it. Throw him in there with the licked.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, it was supposed to be Mazraoui, but then I'm like, think up against Saka. I might need Mazraoui as the left wing back. So I'll have Dallo in the back three, which is mad, but we'll try that. That's
Yeah.
that's what I'm going with. And then in the pivot, Bruno alongside Ugarte. In the inside 10, we'll have Mount, who I think really Amorim do fancy the guy.
Mm.
He might maybe cook, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Mason Mount at all.
Yeah,
But
it's a
hey,
tough one with him really because he was so good
mm,
at Chelsea like when he started, and then it's just sort of
mm,
gone downhill there from him.
he really has. I think maybe he alongside Rashford being scoring a couple of goals lately, so that's important. Hojlund against Bodø/Glimt did very well. Um, and then I think maybe bring Zirkzee off from the bench. The thing is, we have to rotate. So Haaland
Yeah.
up top is what I'm thinking. But to be fair, I really don't know. Like, he can go either way. This is just what I'm predicting in terms of what we have in our disposal with injuries and suspension. Of course, no excuses, but I do still think that the team should be able to do something. I'm not saying we're going to be able to win, but I hope that we can do something in terms of a
Yeah.
performance. Even if you lose, show me something.
A good
Don't
performance and yeah.
lose how we did to like a Spurs, how we did to a Liverpool. Like, don't lose in that matter, or even against West Ham, the last game for under Ten Hag. You got to show me something. You know, that's
I
what I
think,
think.
like you said, if you lose, obviously you don't want that. But if you're able to put in a really good performance and you gave it
Mm,
everything, I think that's what you'd want to see.
mm, exactly, exactly. Subscribe once again. Yes,
Oh,
yes,
big
yes.
up,
Big up.
Rafi. Thank you so much.
Yes, big up. Um, will Amorim go more defensive consider Arsenal's form? Maybe. The thing is, he could go either way. I generally do not know, but I think he would try to have like a mount in there for the
Yeah.
pressing reasons. The same with the Hojlund. Like, they do really, the work rate is there for both of them, you know, to try to kind of force mistakes.
Yeah, I
And
think
I'm
you
not gonna
could.
lie.
Yeah, I think if you got a
Also,
goal
go
early on,
ahead.
if you get a
Yeah.
goal early on, then I think if you have a good start, I think it puts you in a good position. Because obviously we've struggled to come back from when the teams have scored first this season. We've really struggled to come back from that. But I think obviously you play your best defenders, but I think you should still attack in the game definitely, not just sit
Yeah.
back.
Oh no, 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 no. I need to do something. I need to
Yeah,
like, of course, be defensively resolute. 100%. That's important. Try to win those midfield battles. Go for it.
yeah.
And this one from Rabbit though, because this was like my initial question here. So, Sophie, are Arsenal scared with how many goals you have scored and won lately? And I want to add into that because I'm not gonna lie. If we get set pieces against us corners, I'm not looking forward to that. Gabriel.
Oh, he's good, Gabriel, honestly. Yeah, I mean, I think obviously Declan Rice and Saka are usually the ones doing the corners, but you know, watch Gabriel so much of the time, no one's marking him, and I'm just like, why are you letting him get away with it? I mean, when against West Ham, like they made it easy for him because there was so much space, but um. I think with corners, we're very unpredictable. Sometimes there's a rubbish,
So
and sometimes I think a lot of the time with corners, we know that we can get a goal out of it. But yeah, we are. Gabriel's pretty good at doing that.
what I noticed as well, Soph, is like, right as let's say a Saka or a Declan Rice, right as they're about to take that corner, that shot, that cross,
Yeah,
it looks like pure chaos. Like everybody's kind of I see like there's some type of tactic where like the players just be like, let's confuse them, let's just run around a little bit. So
yeah,
then they kind of create space for Gabriel because nobody's marking him.
yeah. It can be all a bit crazy sometimes, like
But
in
it
that box.
works.
But yeah,
It
it's like we
works.
have our own thing, don't we? So yeah, the set
Yes,
pieces
I
are the ones you
noticed.
have to watch.
Yeah, I'm and we that is something that we have to work on defending when it comes to like, okay, we scored a goal, one of Rashford's goal was a set piece goal corner.
Yeah,
So we can also score them as well, but not in the same rate as you guys do. But we do struggle with defending
yeah,
when it comes to set piece goals. So that's kind of where I'm like, I'm
yeah,
not looking. I'm gonna clutch my invisible pearls whenever we get a corner against us. So I'm just like, please, guys, don't give away unnecessary fouls corner for no. Please, no,
yeah.
please be smart. You
Yeah,
know.
that's obviously. I mean, we can score the goals in different, as an open play, but with the corners, it's our great opportunity. But yeah, Gabriel's very, very good at that. I think he is tall, but I also think defenders aren't able to get to how high he is. But yeah, I think you've just got to sort of watch him and watch sort of in our set pieces to make sure everyone's being marked. So yeah, big up Sunshine, we love you.
Big up, Sunshine. We love you indeed. Subscribe to Sunshine as well. Big up, big up. We got some good people in here. Also, subscribe to Football Locker Room. Hope you're doing well, broski. Big up, big up. Before we slowly wrap up, though, what? And I want to hear your thoughts as well, people in the chat. Score prediction.
Oh.
This one is difficult.
Do you know what? I actually have I've got two really. Like for the last sort of few days, I've been thinking 2-1 to Arsenal, and I still feel like that, but I also feel like it could be 2-2. So I'm sort of like, like, do you know it's because United are doing good at the moment, they're on good form, and I'm just thinking like, you I don't see your manager losing a game yet, and obviously
Hmm.
for Arsenal we have to win this because
Of course, of
obviously
course.
if we don't, then the title race is done definitely.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think
Agreed.
I'd probably go with them too. I'm so unsure just because
Yeah,
United have been
it's
doing good.
difficult. Yeah, it's so difficult to predict it. The thing is, though, I just cannot. I feel like from now on, I just refuse to predict a loss against my team. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And often when I do tend to do it, we do either win or do something. I don't know, but I just I'm gonna say 2-2. I think
Yeah, I've got a feeling,
I just
unfortunately.
got a feeling with 2-2. I think it's gonna really be a good game where there will be a lot of goals.
Yeah, it
You
always
know?
is though. Like I always say, it doesn't
Mm,
matter if you're doing good, if we're doing good. The sort of form goes out the window for this because I think as fans, this game is so big to us because of our history, all of that. So it,
mm,
it always feels like a big game for us. So I think as fans, it's always a big game and it's always stressful watching it.
mm. No, it is stressful watching this. I mean, it's it's definitely. I think I'm just gonna be biting my nails, just
Oh,
sitting
me
through it
too.
because it's like when the other weekend when it was like Liverpool and City. Obviously, you won your game, I
Yeah,
won my game. So I just got my feet up. I was relaxing, chilling. It was like one of them big games, but you can enjoy it because you know your team
you've
has
done
done the
your
job.
job. Yeah.
Right.
It's nice
But
knowing you
here
can put your
it's
feet up.
different.
Yeah, I know. I'm so nervous, but like we said
Me
before,
too.
it's going to be an exciting game, and I feel so excited. I feel like a kid at Christmas. This is a game that I always get excited for every season
Yeah.
because it's
Yes.
always a great game to watch.
It is always a good game to watch, 100%. So to those of you who are neutrals who don't support either one of the teams, get ready for a bumpy ride because I do generally believe
Yeah,
tomorrow's game will be a good one. And, you know, whether it'll be a bit better for one of the team, we have to wait and see. But I just, anyhow, we can get something out of the game tomorrow.
I think a draw would be good for you guys. I think that'd be a good
I'll
result.
take it right now.
Yeah.
I will take a draw.
Yeah, I think because I was speaking to a United fan the other day, and he was saying that a draw would be a better result for you guys than us, really, because we can't afford to
Yeah,
drop any points. But I think,
exactly.
yeah, I think that would be a positive result, really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it
it's so
is.
difficult. Like Sunshine says here, it's impossible to predict, especially now with the fact that, let's be honest, if this was Ten Hag, we all know, forget about it, we're losing
That's
this.
that's why I wanted him to stay till after we
You
played.
see, guys, are you listening to this? When the fact that we held on to this guy for so long, when our rivals were saying, please let him still stay so we can play Man United, that is madness. So
Yeah,
that's what makes it a bit more unpredictable and
yeah,
impossible to
it's a bit more
predict
harder,
because,
especially because you're on
yeah,
with good form at the moment.
yes, exactly. But now I'm excited. But so it's been wonderful to have you on. The time just flew by. Wow.
Thank you so much. Like, I feel like we could just chat all day. It's really
Yeah,
been great
same.
to come on your amazing channel. And to those that are watching
Thank
this,
you.
please do subscribe. Do you like this video? And let's help your channel grow even more. But thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
having me on.
Oh, no problem. Make sure you do subscribe. I say this again, subscribe to Sophie's channel. She's doing wonderful content. She's so good with just what I really like is how you just go get yourself out there and get tons of different people on.
Oh,
You're
thank
not
you.
afraid to just go for it. And I respect it. And it inspires me to go for it as well.
Oh,
So
big
just
up.
want to
I
big
love
you
your
up for
channel.
that.
You're doing great things
Thank
as
you.
well. But yeah, I
Thank you.
really appreciate you having me on, and it's been so
Yeah,
fun to. But yeah,
it's been
hopefully it'll
very
be a
fun.
good game as well.
Yes, agreed, agreed. But tell the people what you got coming up next on your
Yeah,
channel.
so like you said, I do a lot of sort of reviews. So I'm sort of just doing that really. Obviously,
Yeah,
on Thursday I'll probably do a video tomorrow night as well. But on Thursday I'll be back as well doing a match review chatting about the game. I kind of like doing those reviews and obviously I do previews like you do
yeah,
as well. So that's sort
yeah.
of what sort of content I do if you want to check it out or
Mm.
anything.
There you have it, people. Bravi got the link in the chat, and I have her handle basically linked in the title of this video, but also in the description box. So check her out. Show love to Soph as always. Guys, I will also be back myself tomorrow. Gonna be a late
Yeah,
kickoff, but
do you know what time does that finish? Because it starts 8:15, doesn't it, or something quite late.
yeah, the thing is, it
Like,
starts 8:15 for you guys. For me, since I'm an hour ahead, it's
oh
9:15.
no. Oh, you're gonna be so
So
tired.
it's gonna be, I'm gonna be doing like my review like straight after the game. So it'll be like 11:15, and I got work the next day, which will be 8:30. So I have
Oh
to do
god, you're
quick
gonna be
30
exhausted.
minutes and then go to bed.
It's a shame it's
So
so late, really, because it's a bit of an awkward time, really, to have it on
it
that late.
is. Exactly. It is, but
Yeah, we'll keep working hard into doing our
we just keep
content.
working hard, and then
Yeah.
it'll be the weekend soon, so it is what it is. But so guys, make sure that you guys are there. I also did post a fantasy Premier League video earlier today, so make sure you check that out, give it a like, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Think of everybody. Bye bye. Peace. Oopsie. There we go. We try again. Bye bye.